Hello everyone and welcome to Moonride where we're channeling the man in the moon. Today I'm going to take a look first of all at Corey Lewandowski. During my meditation today it just kept coming into my mind, which is rather an unpleasant thing. Just for full disclosure, he's one of my least favorite people. If you remember, Corey Lewandowski is the guy who said boo-hoo when they were talking about the kids at the border in the cages. So I don't know why, but something's on my mind, and from there we'll just see what else we pick up. R.E. Donald Trump and his administration. So, so Corey Lewandowski, I keep getting the image of a heart that is broken. And I don't know whether it's a relationship, maybe he's got somebody who's going to tell on him, or it also kind of has a feeling of maybe it's Trump. It's like he's going to break Trump's heart. And I feel a little bit more like that could be the case because now I'm seeing Donald Trump. And yeah, and they're like two opposite ends of the heart. Just get the feeling that Lewandowski's gonna do something which will upset the Donald and end their love affair. Let's see if we can go a little bit further with Lewandowski. Okay, so now Lewandowski's playing the piano. Okay, it's almost like he's playing the piano, but it's putting a spotlight on Donald Trump. And when I see this piano, it makes me think singing like a songbird, maybe confessing. Okay, and I also see now Trump is on a stage, but he's alone on the stage. There's nothing backing him up. And I see sort of a flood. I have a feeling that Lewandowski's going to do something which will cause others to do things, and then it will lead to just a cascading series of events. Spirit, can you tell me more about Lewandowski and what he's going to do? Hmm. I see him kind of stopping the piano, starting the piano, and it's almost like a musical chairs, like who's left standing. And just very embarrassed. Like, imagine that somebody's playing for you at the piano and you're on the stage and they keep stopping, and you're stuck in this position of going, you're just very much laid bare. And I feel like Trump could be that person. There are other members of his family who are also in that situation. All right, so Spirit, are you telling me a new thing, or is this still on Lewandowski? Well, just one more feeling I have for Lewandowski is just dark karma. Just really is a very dark, dark person. They are full of hatred. And he is a very cold heart. And on one hand, that goes for Donald Trump too. He doesn't have any real friends. He has people that he manipulates and gets things out of. So, interestingly enough, Trump's on that list. If it's not helpful for him, he would throw over Donald Trump. He doesn't want to because he'd like the line into the White House. But that's not the choices he's been given. There's something that's compelling him to give some statements. So, and Spirit, can we know what context? It might be that he is interviewed in the Senate. I see people talking to him, and I see a circle of people talking to him. And I do see the Senate. I hope I'm not reading into that too much. Let's try again. Spirit, can you show me any other way? Television cameras. And I see him smoking a cigarette and then putting it out so nobody sees him. It's like that secret thing that he doesn't want to get caught doing. I think he might even have a more intent to maybe prevent Trump from getting in trouble, but that's not how it works out. Like he had some idea of like hiding half the stuff, but once things got started, maybe he got a surprise question. Things are cooking for him. They're really moving in a direction. Mm. He also gets angry in front of these people, again, possibly the Senate, during a hearing. He gets really angry and he reveals himself to be who he is. Mm. I'll say if the Senate is wise, they will get him in front of TV cameras. When people see who this guy really is and what kind of people Trump hires, it really will cast another shade upon his administration. Mm. There's nothing good about this man. He goes where the power is, and if he wants to save himself, he will throw over anybody. This man has absolutely no loyalty or ethics except to himself. And he is compelled to do this. He doesn't do this because he wants to. He has no choice. And that's he's looking down the barrel of a gun, or he would never do this. It's something to do with a statement, some written statement. I'm seeing pieces of paper. There's something in writing that will be pretty damning. Okay, so I'm getting that's all for Lewandowski. Anything else for Donald Trump or his posse? Hmm. Hmm. It's very interesting. I'm not getting much. I think Trump is just going to flounder. I know we're all very worried about what he will do with Iran and other things, but I think the good news here is that he's just going to flounder around and make lots of half measures and like make lots of noise and never really quite get anything done. It's like we can see his intentions, but they're not fully executed. Everything is a half measure. He's kind of going back and forth with people, and it's just sort of again, we're here on stage, and once the curtain is lifted and we see what Donald Trump really is about, which is a lot of bluster. Yeah, he's a lot less dangerous. Maybe it's less important that we take him seriously. Now, I'm not saying that he's not dangerous or we shouldn't take him seriously. It's just that once people generally see who he is, they're just going to regard him as a sort of lame duck. He can't do a lot of damage because he doesn't have a lot of support. There's no clear path for him. He doesn't have any objectives. It's pretty clear that once he got the tax break for the rich, they have no longer any use for him. Nothing has been passed beyond that, except very small issues here and there. Nothing's really going to happen. He's just not going to produce much. We're watching the downward slide of Donald Trump. That's what we're seeing. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. It's not going to be good for him in the future. And some things are going to come back to haunt him. He is going to be somewhat responsible for some of the things that he did in the past. So imagine this thing with the ball rolling downhill, and then it switches and the ball rolls back towards you. That's it. It's like everything's kind of going downhill, but at the same time, that stuff, that ball of wax that you were involved in is rolling towards you. You might notice how he's just been, again, accused of sexual assault. People are so inundated with information about him that this is it's almost like a hangnail. There's so much stuff that he's done wrong that, people don't really even react. This might seem like a terrible thing, and it is. We should take these allegations very seriously. But also keep in mind that everybody no longer needs to argue against it. Everybody kind of believes it. Why would that not be true? And also, it is also indicative of people are kind of bored of him. No, nothing is shocking us anymore. So that whole shock value, that whole ability to distract us, is this really? It's waning every day. It's getting less and less every day. Yeah, Donald Trump will become less important over time, and I do believe that he will get his just desserts in the end. And the image that I see first that he's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. People are just bored. They're tired of listening to his rantings, and there's nothing new in his quiver. We've already seen it all. So don't get disappointed. I know it might be like really disheartening to see, yet another allegation of sexual assault not being pursued. Yet again, he gets away with it. But understand that on another level, there's just so many people who are just, let's just get rid of him. One way or another, we're going to get rid of him. Maybe they don't necessarily even want to impeach him because it's just too much work. It might be easier to let him lose the next election. Some people think that. I'm not speaking for myself, but some people feel that way, and that is a little bit understandable. What risk would we be taking if we impeach? Even if we were successfully to impeach him, there's potential for him to appear as a victim, potential for people to react violently. He has stated that they will. And that's a serious concern, which many leaders are thinking over. Don't misunderstand Pelosi being kind of tepid and not deciding. That's not necessarily her being indecisive or playing the middle so much. It's also fairly realistic. It could be very dangerous if they impeach him. It could be dangerous for the country if they impeach him. And he will get his just desserts. The question really is, are we going to have a fair election? So let's just go there. What about the next election? Can we count on it being fair? I'm getting a yeah. So I see a person, actually it's a woman, who's going to get her card for, after she's voted, she's put the card in, and it sort of goes through. I know not everybody has the same methods of voting. But the card goes through, she takes the card, and it's like almost like she's showing a police person, and they're looking a little bit disappointed, but going, well, yeah. So I'm getting that the right will not succeed in the next election very well, that it'll be a loss, and that it will be recorded honestly, for the most part. There'll be a few places where I see a couple of not so certain states, but I feel like those are small regions within those states. One thing that has happened is people have become very hyper aware of these elections. We should keep doing that. They'll get away with more if we allow them to. There will be a few sections, maybe one or two sections, where they are able to manipulate the vote. And that might be another fuel on the fire that makes people really angry about this administration. I see two sections sort of in the south portion of America, maybe even one's in Georgia, one's in Texas. Yeah, maybe that's the past, but maybe that's the future of where just there is real questions of, who won. But it won't make a huge difference. They might flip these two counties, but it won't make a big difference in terms of, for example, who is a president. And Spirit, can you give us a little bit more hint about presidents? Right now, I'm getting Warren and Sanders. Elizabeth Warren seems, again, to be coming out really well. Sanders is still there, though, and they're almost like neck and neck, sort of one fades, the other fades, one fades, the other fades. I wonder if they won't run together as president and vice president. Biden, I don't think Biden's going to do well. He doesn't even picture in this image. He just seems to sort of fade in the background. I'm really liking Warren though, and I'm not so bad about Bernie either. Warren is like coming forward with an American flag. Oh, and she's giving it to me. How cool! She's giving it to me. You know how they fold it, like you've had a member of your family die if you're in the military, and has that triangle, and they give that to you. That's actually what she's giving to me in my image. Is she's handing it to me. So I don't think it's really me. I think it's all of us in this image. I wonder if Warren isn't going to deliver our democracy back to us. All right. And then on that happy note, thanks so much for watching.